All right, Larry Krueger here in downtown Seattle as we're getting ready for the Niners and the Hawks at Lumen Field at 5 o'clock. All right, our final thoughts as we're out here on the street. Beautiful day. Look at this unbelievable day in downtown Seattle. I like the Niners. I like the Niners to win 24-14. The Niners are going to need some downfield passing attack. Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, somebody's going to have to step up and give them some downfield passing attack. The Niners this year, I mean, the Pearsall numbers, they're 8-1 in games that he's played. They're 8-0 in games that he's finished, including a win here in Week 1. Purdy has 18 completions on 20-plus on throws of 20-plus yards down the field in the 7 games Ricky's played, and 3 completions of 20-plus yards down the field in the 3 games that he's missed. So Ricky is huge. They got to have Ricky, even though I'm not saying that Ricky's the greatest player of all time, but he's going to be important today because they got to have some downfield passing threat. I am eager to see if Jacob Cowing is going to be activated for this game, because if he is, there's a chance I think Cowing could play a role in this thing and maybe even impact the game in some way, shape, or form. The Darnold situation, we don't know what the deal is with Darnold. He's got the oblique. Is it serious? Is it not? We're not going to. They didn't test it the last couple of days. We're not going to find out probably till game time what he's able to do or not able to do. To me, it seems like a built-in excuse for Sam to have an excuse for why he's not good today. But we'll see, or tonight. But we'll see. I definitely think Darnold, if he can't go, that's a huge, huge advantage for the 49ers. I mean, let's not, toy around with this or try to play with this in any way. If they have to go to Drew Lock, that's a huge advantage for the Niners. Now, they have such a good run game and such a good defense that they may be able to win even with Drew Lock. But that will be something to look for at kickoff, before kickoff, is Sam Darnold ready to go. The Seahawks are obviously pissed that Juwan Jennings was like, can't wait. After in Philly when he found out it was going to be Niners-Hawks. And they're using that as some kind of rallying cry. But, the bottom line is it's the playoffs, man. And you're the number 1 seed. You got home field throughout. This is for the right to move on to the NFC Championship game. If you need that kind of stuff to get you ready to roll, I got to question if you're ready to roll, period. But they are using that as a rallying cry. I would say the odds are probably 60-70% that the Niners and Hawks have some kind of mini brawl on the field before the game. Look for that in this one for sure. A couple other thoughts. Brock Purdy's 4-0 here in Seattle. He's never lost at Lumen Field. He's not going to be rattled. He's going to take the field. He's going to play his game. And that gives me tremendous confidence that the Niners will prevail, because when Brock's playing his game, he wins in the playoffs. You think about it, the only time he's ever lost is when he had his elbow ripped out and when he walked off the field in overtime with a lead against Mahomes. Other than that, he's undefeated in the playoffs. Couple quick thoughts. Yards after the catch could be huge factors in this game. Why? If you go back to that Week 18 game, the Niners couldn't do anything yards after the catch. I mean, nothing. 2.7 yards after the catch. Last week they had almost 140 yards after the catch against the Eagles. They got to develop some yards after the catch. They're not going to be able to drive the ball down the field. They're going to have some yards after the catch. It's going to be interesting to see what Christian McCaffrey can do in this game. Seattle's really good against the run, and yet McCaffrey is arguably the best at his position. And what kind of a game does he have? I think this is going to, these are 2 of the least penalized teams in pro football. The Niners finished with the second lowest penalty total to the Rams. Seahawks, I think, have the 5th or the 8th lowest penalty yardage. And John Hussey's regular season crew threw the 5th fewest flags per game at 13.7. So they're going to let him play. And I think that's advantage Niners. JSN, Lenore, they got to be physical with JSN. Lenore, Green, they got to be allowed to clutch and grab on JSN. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day because JSN's that good. And so, to me, having this crew might actually help the 49ers. The Niners have the 10th ranked scoring offense. A lot of what they do I think a lot in this game is going to have to be predicated on what they can get done offensively. They got to score. You're not going to win this game with 14 points. You're going to have 24 points, I think, to win the game. I like the Niners to get this done on the road. I really do. I think they'll get it done. This is a different group this year. This is not a vintage 49er team at all. On paper, the Seahawks should win this game and maybe win it big. Seahawks are better on offense. Seahawks are better on defense. But this is a quarterback and head coach league. Shanahan's in his prime. Purdy's in his prime. I think the Niners are very, very, very likely to fire a big effort offensively in this one. And I would expect, they're going to put up 24. Then it's a matter of, can they stop Seattle's run? If you looked at that first matchup, man, Seattle ran the ball. And they ran the ball pretty much at will. And that can't happen in this game. If Seattle runs the ball with a ton of success, it's probably going to be a long day. In Week 18, Kenneth Walker averaged 7.5 yards per carry on outside zone, and then Charbonnet averaged 7.4 a carry on inside zone. So if these guys can run it outside or inside, that's going to be a long, long day at the office. So all I would say is go with the Niners. Don't be overconfident. It's going to be there. I'll say this: every flight from SFO to here was packed, like with Niner fans. We've been here for a couple days, and it's just packed with Niner fans. There's Niner fans everywhere you look, and it's going to be packed with Niner fans. So the Niners travel the best of any team in pro football. You guys know that, and you expect more of that in this one. A lot of Niner fans, a lot of Niner noise. The key is going to be getting a lead. You can't play from behind against this Seahawks team. You have to have a lead. You got to get a lead. You got to play with a lead. And if they can get a lead, get it maybe a Sam Darnold turnover, I think they got a great chance to win. As I said, lots of Niner fans here. We went to a karaoke bar last night, and there were probably 50 Niner fans in there. The place was going off. So it's been a good time. Seattle's a great city. It's a beautiful day. There's no wind. It's sunshine. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. It's going to be a perfect day for football. I'm saying Niners win it 24-14. I'm looking at a 14-14 game at halftime, and the 49ers to score 10 points in the second half and to pull away and win this thing on the road. There's going to be a lot of unhappy Seahawk people. The Seahawks can't really understand why the Niners have any chance, which is a great spot to be in. They're overconfident. Week 18. Greg Cosell said something this week that was really interesting. He said it's really, really, really hard to beat a team up 2 weeks in a row. And that's what they're going to try to do here because they beat them up in Week 18. 24-14. Niners get it done. And we'll see you later today. Go Niners.